Evangelists and Dispensationalism. To fully understand how Satan has been able to pull off his grand scheme, one needs to understand the various ways he attacked the 19th century church. I cannot, in this short article, even begin to explain all that. I've already touched briefly on the controversy that erupted over Darwinism, but that was nothing more than a diversion. Darby played a role in that controversy by inciting a divisive side argument related to the literal interpretation of the Scriptures. But Satan's primary objective all along was to make sure dispensationalism became firmly fixed as truth in the minds of as many true believers as possible. To do that, he knew he had to get it into that part of the church that was experiencing revival. Many of the evangelists preaching around the turn of the century saw the mighty works of God as they preached the gospel. As a result, they came to the mistaken assumption, as ignorant men always do, that God's divine imprimatur was stamped on their every belief and action. Nothing could be further from the truth. After all, those who believed completely contrary doctrines saw exactly the same results when they proclaimed the truth. Nonetheless, in the incredible wisdom of God, the evangelists he called were responsible for combining the gospel with Satan's deception. In so doing, they made it possible for Satan to lead the conservative evangelical wing of the Protestant church down the path he had chosen for it to follow. I have already mentioned Darby's association with the evangelist D.L. Moody. That was only one of many links that Satan established between the advocates of dispensationalism and those promoting revivals. James H. Brooks actively cultivated ties with evangelists from all segments of the church through the Niagara Bible Conference. D.L. Moody did much the same thing. However, in later years, he recruited and trained several young evangelists to carry on his evangelistic work after him. Satan used these men to actively promote dispensationalism along with a watered-down view of holiness among the evangelists who were preaching the gospel in the Holiness Camp Meeting movement. Therefore, as a result of calculated efforts on the part of James H. Brooks, C.I. Scofield, and D.L. Moody, many dedicated holiness evangelists like A.B. Simpson, as well as most of his tongues-speaking counterparts in the new Pentecostal movement, adopted Darby's dispensational views concerning the Second Coming. By the turn of the century, most evangelists preaching the gospel had been taken in by dispensationalism. All that remained for Satan to do then was to use the fundamentalism versus liberalism controversy to push the evangelical Protestant church from all sides until it amalgamated into one amorphous lump, where doctrinal beliefs are not only no longer considered important, they are actually seen as an impediment to church unity, whatever that is supposed to mean. Satan accomplished this during the second and third quarters of the 20th century. Consequently, the dispensationalist view of the Second Coming has become just another belief on a smorgasbord of acceptable beliefs. Unfortunately, this particular belief is a deadly poison.